So we had been waiting since Monday night to hear about Jameson Williams and the outcome of his suspension. And we had, well, maybe the person jumped the gun or maybe he wasn't going to be suspended. But turns out the holdup as to why we did not have an answer is because he was deciding whether or not he was going to appeal the suspension. Now, I'm not sure if appealing that suspension drags it out another week and he could possibly miss the 2 games after the Titans game, which, let's be honest, we really don't really need him in that game. The Titans are a dumpster fire, not taking the team for granted, but it's very similar to that game last year against the Carolina Panthers. We should have beat them handedly, and we did just that. The score shouldn't have been as close as it was. I think we had put in Teddy Bridgewater at the time. That's what kind of game I expect from this game. No disrespect to the Tennessee Titans, but let's call it is. They're a bad football team. Great defense, bad football team overall. All right? Offense cannot move the ball. We should be able to handily beat them, but any given Sunday. We don't necessarily need J-Mo. We're not going to necessarily miss him this game, but the next game we will. But he released a statement yesterday, and I like it. I think it was very big of him to do this because there's a lot of question marks with Jameson Williams. Let me go to this statement and let's check it out. Now, you guys heard this yesterday on a different channel. This is what Jameson Williams had to say. He said, "This week I was notified by the NFL that I have been suspended for a violation of the performance enhancing substance policy. The news came as a complete surprise that I am still trying to understand. I don't take supplements or vitamins, and I am overly cautious about even taking over-the-counter medicine. At no time have I ever tried something in an attempt to cheat or look for an unfair advantage. I understand that I am responsible for everything that goes into my body, and I have to take accountability in this instance." He continues, "I have nothing but love and respect for the game, my teammates, coaches, the Lions organization, and the city of Detroit. It's disappointing to accept this suspension, and it will hurt me to be away from the team as they prepare this week. So out of respect for my teammates, this will be the last time I address this matter." And then he puts J-Mo there as his signature. I like this. I like the fact that J-Mo came out and Amon-Ra St. Brown said he took his suspension, quote, like a grown man. And that's what you did. He made a mistake. We don't know what that mistake was. We can speculate as to what it was, but we don't know. I'm sure the people who need to know. Dan Campbell, the Detroit Lions, maybe his teammates, they might know, but we don't know. We don't know what it was, why it was, how it was, but it is. And we have to deal with it. He has to deal with it. And it brings the question. We talked about this on the podcast with Detroit Sports Podcast, Sports Illustrated. How do you think this fares for Jameson Williams' future? Because even though Dan Campbell said during the press conference that we broke down on Wednesday that he trusts them, they're still here, the rope if you need it, he lost his grip, believe in him, all the stuff you're supposed to say, and I believe it. But the fact of the matter is, Jameson Williams is in year 3. 2 suspensions in 3 years. 2 suspensions back-to-back of things that he could have controlled. We assume. The gambling was 100% him. This suspension based on the PES policy might have also been 100% on him. So I have not given up on J-Mo. I have not lost belief in him, anything like that. But the reality of the situation is this is a business, and Jameson Williams, his first order of business this offseason is his 5th-year option, which the Detroit Lions will pick up. But now you start talking about extensions. We know that we are going to extend Aiden Hutchinson. That's without a shadow of a doubt, even with the injury, in my opinion. So now you get to Jameson Williams. What do? Was he up for a suspension? Will they suspend him or not suspension, extension? Will they extend him even with the suspensions on his record of controllable things? He could have prevented both of these. What would you do? What should the Lions do? I think it's a very mature thing for Jameson Williams to do, to come out and take this like a grown man. It's not anything else. This was probably a losing battle to begin with. And go ahead, take it on the chin, like he said, and come back during the to the Houston Texans game because we're going to need him then too. So far, the only teams that have beaten the Houston Texans are from the NFC North. I think they're 2 down, 2 to go. They got us and the Bears. The Packers and Vikings both beat them. So Jameson Williams will be back. I like it, but he's got to learn. He's got to learn because the NFL is not for long. It really is. And he doesn't want to be like the boy who cries wolf, where if he gets a suspension next year for any reason outside of something that happens on the field, and I wonder, as a Detroit Lions fan, are you losing faith in Jameson Williams? Has your faith wavered in Jameson Williams? Do you feel any different than you did going into the season? All I know is you can only say the same thing so many times, and then it falls on deaf ears. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Jameson Williams, 2-game suspension, out the next 2 weeks. He'll return for the Houston Texans game. Give me your thoughts down in the comments below.